record now. So I'm gonna go back to where I left off from the video. Where's my oh, here we go. Come on, a little slow here. And let me look at here first. Come on. Okay. Everything seems slow today. What's going on? Here we go. Okay. So, hey guys, on this video that I do lecture from Monday, just skip on the skin deformation on this video. It's not complete, right? We just started. So skip that when you finish. Get your rig, skip to this video right away. And then today the demo will be continue from here to there. Okay. So did I record? I did. Okay. So I'm gonna set up the project quick. Oops, let me copy my project directory. And hey guys, I don't remember it's in from your class or not. When you work on your at home is fine, but when are you here at home, you most likely gonna put your file inside your computer. But when you come to school, you need to do this way. You copy your file from your hard drive and drop it into the local drive. That will save your time when you do render or when you try to do something, because it's direct memory access. If you use especially thumb drive, it's not a good idea to use thumb drive. You can use it for carrying, but what I meant is I don't save directly to my external drive. I copy everything to my to the local drive first and work it from there. So now, because you have a texture mapping, you do not want it to double click your file. You want it to use Maya app, set your project, and then use file open command to do that, so that your source images is in there, everything is in there. And mine is right here, set. And I organize a lot of stuff in here now from last section, so you don't see it. Let me see which one that I just did. That one. Okay. So this is the one that I have skin set up. And I don't have a advanced skeleton installed, but this is already embedded in, so there's no big deal. If you remember, let me save this scene as, and I think I should install everything back. So this one I'm gonna call rigging head. Okay. Let me close down the application quick because I want to copy my preference. So under document, so this time I have my shelf here, and I will show you how it look. Under preference shelf, I'm gonna put that in there, and then icon, I'm gonna copy all my icons folder. And then script, advanced skeleton script, 2000s, right there. Okay. And then I need to, Now, when I have my, I put my install advanced skeleton inside my shelf. So I don't believe I need to install it again. And now, when I open Maya, it should reinitial those settings, and I should have what I need. When you are working together, basically your preference should be matched. So basically, after you finish setting up your preferences, just put the preference inside one folder so that everybody can choose. So now, oops, still loading. Oh, so I was wrong, guys. Even though I saved the script icon inside, I still have to do installing. So, but I have advanced skeleton inside my scripting. That's good. So I'm gonna have to go back to my, so you will have to install if you use different computer. Advanced, so basically just drag this install and drop it in. Here we go. Now I'm gonna remove that. That doesn't work. On that. Okay, let me save that as, save our shelf. Now I'm gonna open it back. User rig. Here we go. Okay, so something to work around, and I have my own controller that I can use. Right now we are not doing that. So right now if I grab the head, it's deformed correctly on the head itself. So what I need to do is I'm gonna create a extra group node. I'm gonna call head stuff maybe. So now what I can do is I can just deselect everything, Control T to just add a new node on it, and then I'm gonna have to call police SWAT and head stuff. I mean, you can name any name you want, GP, something that makes sense to you. And I'm gonna change pivot point. I'm gonna press D, and the pivot point, I will snap it to the tip of the joint head. Okay, so, and these I will parent it to this joint, but not yet. What I wanted to do is, I want to put the SWAT helmet under there, goggle, oops, hold on, and the glass in there too. Okay, the eye too. The reason is I want to be able to rotate the head, everything follow. So now I'm gonna select the group node, switch to selection tool and zoom in a little and shift select that joint. So if I expand it, I try to expand only, now once again, let me repeat this again. When you see a dark highlight, it means the selected object are inside that hierarchy. So right now, I am, and now I'm trying to find, so it should be inside here. 2, 3, now that one. I don't do, the reason that I don't hold shift click because I don't want to expand things that I don't need. So I'm just right there. So that's the joint. So now if I go to edit parent, it will come in right there. Here we go. And this one will have head, and then we'll have the eye group. Okay. So, or anything that related to the head. So now when I rotate this, can you see it? Look like that. Okay. And for the neck, it's deformed correctly because I already paint the skin weight. and you will see on the video number 3 how it works. Here we go. So now I'm gonna rotate it back. Now I want the brown to go back with it. So now this class might be hard to select. You may have to go to 4, and if 4 you should be able to select through the class, but that's a little hard to see. Can you see? So you might want to add one layers. Let's see, the glass material or the glass surface into another layers, and I'm gonna call glass only. Glass only. Okay. And you will have to reference this into the scene, so you will have probably, let's say you might have more than one, so I need to be a little more specific. SWOT A. Okay. So now I can hide that. Here we go. Temporary, and I can bring it back. Okay. So now the brown, if you wanted to be able to animate the brown, right now the pivot point is down there. I'm gonna go to modify and center pivot. Here we go. So basically you can add more deformer, or you can just do like this, move it up and down. Up. Here we go. If you want to really animate it, we can actually I'll help you to do this later. I think I'm gonna show you how to use a blend shape so that you can animate like fawn, or like a let's say this section are moving like that, or this. We can do blend shape on there. Okay, so that you can animate more option, more motion. So emotion, yes. So right now, eyebrow. Okay, the eyebrow. I'm gonna put another group node on top of it. So we're gonna do Control G, and I'm gonna call the brow group. The reason that I want to put a group node on top, GP, I want to have a controller to control the brown. So basically, let's say if I do, how about that icon? You can use curve or whatever you wanted. Anything that you are able to. Let me center pivot the here we go, and 90-degree, and make sure center of the workspace, like if you go to front view, it should be like this. And I'm gonna Control 1, edit the shape a little bit. Let's see, I'm gonna press, hold on, that one. Turn off the soft selection. How about that? That's it. Control 1, bring it back. So that will be a brown control. So I'm gonna name, here we go, kind of match the name CTL. Okay. Now the brown control need to be on top of higher hierarchy than the brown mesh. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drag and middle mouse drag and drop, and then select the brown mesh and drop to the brown control. However, I can't do that yet. Okay, because of this. Let me undo quick. I forgot. So I'm gonna freeze transform, modify, freeze it. Here we go. Now after I freeze transform, then I can reassign it into a group node. You have to remember one thing though, when I add an extra group node on top, the pivot point should be down here. You need to change the pivot point on that group node. And I'm gonna hold V key, snap to this joint right there, the tip of the joint. Here we go. That's it. So now the brow has a few volumes. You can phase transform them. If I shift P to unparent temporarily, it has volumes there, so I need to phase it, modify phase. I mean, even though you don't phase the mesh, you still okay, because we are not animating the mesh directly, right? So we animate the controller. So now I'm gonna move the mesh into under a brow control. So now brow control is here. So basically we're gonna just animate up and down for now. So now when I move, let's test. If I move higher, I am not going to move it like too high. Well, maybe it's okay. How about a little high like this? So it's just about 1 something unit. I'm gonna go to limit information. You go to attribute editor. First tab is transform tab, limit information. And when you look at on the translate, so these are positive, you will have to add into maximum. So I'm gonna lock it. And then now I'm gonna test to move it down. How about like that? And this is minimum. So I click assign these volumes to the minimum, and then I check. Now, I do not want it to animate. Should we animate left and right? Maybe we might need it. So let's do it. So if I go to left, I don't think we need, but we'll see. So that one, turn it on. Go to the other side. Let me do, here we go. I don't think it's a realistic, but, oops, sorry. Wrong. Got to move it first. And then click assign, and then lock. Now, for the Z direction, obviously, we will not do that. So for the Z direction is going backward, basically. Right there. So we are not doing that. So I'm gonna set it to 0, click, no movement, lock them. So when I look at on channel box, it still display, but it will not allow you to move backward. That's all you move. That's all you can move, the brow. We're gonna do the same with the eyes. So right now, I'm gonna lock. I know that Z and everything else are not need to be animated. I can lock them. So lock, and at the moment, I am not going to hide them yet, because just in case you might want to change something, like you might decide to animate, roll, rotate, or scale, something like that. So that is there. It's easier to find it. But when you're done, you can right-click and hide everything. So that leave only whatever is need to be animated. Okay. So I'm not going to hide yet. So now, how this brow will go? The group node will be a child of this joint. That's it. And the group node will carry the volumes, but the curve should not, because the group nodes is act as a preservation node to preserve the transformation. So now, when I rotate this, here we go. The brow go with it, and the brow control also go with it. So the next thing we will do is we will animate. We will set up the eyes. So let me zero it out. Here we go. And the head rotate. You're gonna animate only rotation, no translation, no scale. So you should lock them. And there's a group node. I don't know what the group node this do. So I'm gonna lock them anyway. Okay, so now this is the only keyframe. When you press S, it will set only those only those attributes. So the next thing is, if you grab the main control of the eyes, actually this control, I just found out that you can actually animate individual too, the eyes. And now if I parent this eyeball to there, if I just parent it, because we are not going to animate the eye itself. Now if I grab this, it will look like this. Can you see? It just pivot. That's all it does. It just pivot. Now in this animation, it's just because, oh, wait a minute, hold on. It does move my, I thought I finished. Can you see? It moved my face. Right there. So I need to go back and paint skin weight. Basically, that face shouldn't be moving based on the eye, based on that joint. So let's fix it quick. And let me unparent this because we are not doing that. The eyes are not follow. It's gonna slide. It's just because if you have an eyeball that is spherical shape, yeah. But this one is not. This one more stylized. So basically, this one we're gonna animate like this. When the guys are, let me modify center pivot first. Here we go. You're gonna just animate like this. Or look up. Okay. It's just because of stylized. So now, what I need to do, let me fix this quick. I'm gonna go to rigging, skin, paint skin weight. Okay. And I think it's controlled by that joint. Now I can see, can you see? It has a little effect on that. So what I need to do, I could just choose replace with 0 out of that joint. Okay. Here we go. So now it will not affect. I think this one might do the same. Yep, has it. Remove. Now if you remove, let me test, because sometimes by default Maya remove and will assign the vertices to some other joint. So you need to test rotate on the head to see if it has been pulled somewhere else, and then you gotta fix them. I think this is good. Okay, I'm gonna save. Okay. So now this is what we're gonna do. We can add this eye into another group node, so that is like a container. So I'm gonna do Control G to group it to itself, and then I'm gonna, let me copy sort A. That will call a eyes GP. Okay. And I'm gonna change the pivot point. I turn on move to, press D. Pivot point will be snapped to the end joint again. Here we go. Right there. And basically, we're gonna parent this to the end joint on the head. So I'm gonna parent it right away. Parent. So at this moment, when I rotate the head, the eye follow. Okay. So the next thing we will animate is, we will set is, when we move this control, the main control, I mean, if you like, well, let's do on the subtle motion, because this one you can animate them separately too. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna select that one. This is the right side, the R side, and shift select the geometry, because I'm gonna use constraint point. I wanted to constrain the point to just to this small one here. So when I go to constraint point, now the point though, you make sure you turn on maintain offset. We're gonna move only X and Y. You could limit Z right away by uncheck, but also you could lock this C instead if you wanted. And I think that will be more clear. So I'm gonna leave these off. I'm gonna turn on all. So let it constrain all. Apply. But then on here, I am not going to animate pushing. So I'm gonna lock this. Lock. You can lock and hide right away. How about just hide? Because I don't think you need to keep it for now. I'm gonna lock and hide. Here we go. So now, what it does is allow you to animate like this. Okay. So now, when you move this, it's also control that, right? Here we go. And I forgot to lock them. Oh, sorry. I did in another. Let me unlock them first. Here we go. Okay. So now it's go like this. Can you see? Same. Now let's do this side. Shift select. You have to select the controller first. And constraint, point constraint option. You're gonna leave it all, maintain offset, add. So now it should go with it. There we go. And ignore those controller, these controller. You don't need them. You just focus only on that. It's just because of it come with the we can make this go away too actually, but so now what I need to do is I need to limit information. And on this controller, you might see this, I lock this. There's a follow to I follow. I mean, you can unlock and play around with follow. I think follow with the head. I'm not sure what that does. I haven't experimented them yet. So now I'm going to go to the lock information, translate information. So I'm going to move the main control to the farthest that I wanted to move. So I think like that. And then is positive volumes will go to the right side because it's maximum. And then negative volumes will go to the left. There we go. Right around there. And then in. Oh! Something happened. Why it moved only little? Translate Y, okay. That's it, translate X. Is it, hold on guys, let me look. Why my zero space doesn't let me do? Come on, go back. Somehow I shift this by accident. I don't know how did I do it. I can't go to 0. Hold on. Numlock. Oh, I know what happened. My bad. Right there. I can't lock that. 0. Here we go. Hey guys, I think when I didn't constrain them on the 0, so I did it wrong. Let me undo back before constraint. Here we go. Here we go. I believe that's it. Let me 0 it out. Nope. I have to go further. My bad. Yep. That's it. Okay, guys, I make a mistake. It should look like this position. That's why, okay. So now I'm gonna repeat it again because I make a mistake. Constraint, point constraint, all, apply. The other side, there we go, apply. Okay, so now it should work as it's supposed to. Here we go. And the reason that I already limit them, let me check. Can you see? I limit now up and down. I limit. That's it. So now if I grab the center, I can move only two-dimensional. So Y and X, no Z axis. So that's it. Okay. Then I can put it back to 0. So now we complete. If I grab the torso, rotate it, everything follow. I grab the head, I can turn up, and I can grab the brow. And now when you animate, you may need to switch from world space to object space so that you won't get confused. Here we go. So grab the eyes, and I can do individual too, like you can do a cross eye. Set the key. Here we go. So okay, I'm gonna put it back. Oh, that one. And okay, that's it for the rigging. We done with everything now. Okay, so now let's pretend I'm gonna save this and finish. I wanted to use with another model that match pose, maybe different ornament, accessory, or different color. If it's different colors, just only different color, you can just change the texture map. But when you change the texture map, you can rename this, like the whole rig. To rename it, but just remember one thing: if you rename this rig, you cannot edit anymore because it will not be able to read. Like I did change. Can you see? So because when you use a advanced skeleton, it will read the group node, the geo node, and other things before you edit them. So when you're done, you can. Let's say if I want to save this scene as, I'm gonna call B and compete B rig. That's it. So I have A and B. So I save. Now on the B, let me expand like this. I have PLSWAT. I'm gonna change. So I go to modify, search and replace name, and I'm gonna search name PLSWA underscore. I'm gonna change to PLSWAT, and I'm gonna call, how about B underscore. So when I click apply, it will rename the whole hierarchy. Here we go. So can you see? Now you get a different file. So I have A and B now. I save it again. And then you just change the texture map. You can use a hypershade. It's just like when you do the car, same thing. And my texture map is, what number is it? I didn't name it. I should have. Lambert 25, I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna call the original one, let's say PLSWTA Lambert, and then I'm gonna have another Lambert, so this will be number 4, and number 4 I'm gonna call, and I think I didn't change the color, we'll see, hold on. Number 4, so PLSWT and A, so I have A and B. Okay, so now I'm gonna just drag and drop this. Here we go. So I got 2 different SWATs, guy. Save again. Does it make sense? So that you don't have to redo over and over again. Now, if you use, let's say if you use Viking, there's a different person. What you could do though, you can still save scene as, rename to the main root, and rename all this name. So I can select all and modify, search and replace. This time I'm gonna have to search SWAT A underscore and change to, oops, am I right? Here we go. And I'm gonna change to SWAT B. I'm gonna change apply. Okay, so now they are different name now. So what I was saying that you could do like this. I could go to by post first. So you select the join and skin, go to by post. If it said go to by post, it's correct. And I can detach the skin. So under skin, unbind, oops, sorry, select the surface. I'm gonna select all of this because you can unbind them at once. And skin, unbind, here we go. And I'm gonna just delete it. And we don't need this group, so I'm gonna try to find the group node. Here we go. Long list. The rig is really complex right there. So that's not that one. Right here. So the group swatch head, get rid of it. Eyebrow, get rid of it. Eye group, get rid of it. So now you can save these, let's say save scene as, and I'm gonna call a template rig. You can call something like a character template rig. So, and you might need to rename them as needed. So I'm gonna collapse that, and then you can rename like template, something like that. So now you can import your model into this scene and then just skin it. That's it. So, okay. Any questions, guys? It might be a little bit of confused at first, but if you look at on the video again, I think you should be able to follow really easy. That said, I'm gonna stop the